Hello everybody, and welcome back for another episode of World of Tanks, or another World of Tanks video I should say. It's good to be back, I've been working on a university project for quite a while now, and I unfortunately didn't have time to record anything, but now I'm done. My holiday has started officially, so I jumped right back into making some recordings for you, and today it's all about DuckNL, because whilst I might not have had a lot of time to record anything, that doesn't mean he has not been sending me in any replays. He sent me in a whole chunk of replays and clips for me to use in future videos, and today I'm going to feature a few. Starting off with, once again, our DuckNL here in his Black Prince. We've seen him in his Black Prince before. At an Ace Tank match in this in that tank. It's on my channel if you would like to check it out. It was a very nice match, but today he is top tier himself and he can get some damage in. So he is on Erlenberg assault. He's on the defending side, and he's making his way up to the what shall we call it? The west side of the map. Yeah, let's call it that. And he's going to take up a defensive position here. Now this game starts off a little bit slowly. He does have a lot of friends with him. Oh, there's an IS in the middle of the map. Well, that sucks. Always nice. Penetrating hit, no damage. Didn't even knock his tracks off. Flat side of the IS there. It's just drives a man to insanity. He decides to move up a little bit to see if he can maybe get some shots in, but yeah, nothing is getting spotted, and there's plenty of fire incoming, so he decides not to advance any further. Poor ally on the side there is getting hammered. Not going to try and pronounce that name. Maybe that went in, maybe it didn't. To be honest, I have my doubts. Decides to take a blind shot as well. And here he sees the shots incoming from enemy tanks, so he decides to back up a little bit, get behind cover behind his house, see what he can do from there. Here's a little bug in the replay, I think. That, or he just left the screen for some reason. But yeah, here we go. We're back, and we can see that was a bit unlucky. He's in fact firing at the lower glaciers there. Should have gone in, to be honest. That was artillery. So far, we have not seen any confirmed hits or damage in this entire match.
We fixed the track. Get going.
In short, he's not been having a great match so far, and now he's getting surrounded. And getting hammered by just about the entire enemy team, it feels like, at least. Artillery is firing on him. Yeah, he's not having a good time. But yeah, he's not dead yet. He still has a lot of health. This driver he just put back into action. His radio man is out, but that's not really that exciting, to be honest. So he's not dead yet. There's still a lot he can do. Now RNGesus decides to curse him here. That shot really should have just hit. The accuracy of the Black Prince is good enough that shot should have just sailed over the hill there. But yeah, what you gonna do? Sometimes World of Tanks just decides to hate you one day. But this is where the party starts.
Permission to engage. Let's locate another target.
No, you don't. There's the M6. Decides to take a shot at him. Penetrates. Very nice. Not a bad gun at all on the Black Prince. It's not like the Russian guns with this enormous alpha damage, but it doesn't really need to be honest. 36 to 1 inch.
Observation device is hit.
That was high explosive or heat? I think high explosive. Yeah, of course it doesn't get heat. Silly me. And he misses there for some reason, I'm not really sure why, and the 3601H manages to get himself into a very, very awkward position indeed. Well, he's not going anywhere anytime soon, so DuckNL decides to shift his focus on another tank. And focus on the guys on top of the hill there. The hill. our hill. That ridge line. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Has to keep paying attention to that 3601H. Can put in some unfortunate shots. The 88 200 alpha damage not something that should be ignored. He starts working this M6. And what's that on the yeah, that's the M6, I know this. Yes. That's the M6. Ah, the AR-44, okay. And another tank shows up, the KV-1S. Very nice shot, takes his tracks off. IS driver repairs it, takes another shot, moves out of the way, and sure, let's take a swim. So, that's one more tank down. Why don't enemies ever do that when I playing this game? I think he is actually high explosive.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Not sure why this guy is firing high explosive. I mean, his AP doesn't have a great chance of hitting him, but if he gets the side of the turret, he should be able. It's angling towards the 3601H. He sees that he's approaching.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And another one down. Let's take a moment to appreciate just what DuckNL is doing here. He was basically being attacked by 5 tanks, and so far he's held them off all by himself. Of course, there's some supporting fire from the flank, and the artillery is no doubt paying attention as well, but for the most part he basically took out 5 tanks on his own, with a little bit of help from the KV-1S driver who decided to take a swim. And that was it for DuckNL, but because he managed to hold on for as long as he did, he bought his team enough time to win the other flank, and this game will eventually be won. So let's go take a look at the post-game stats, what DuckNL has been able to do here. Okay, as you can see, this was a first class mastery badge, and he got his mark of excellence on the Black Prince, so congratulations DuckNL on that. Got a high caliber medal. Was able to get almost 2,400 damage this match and 1,130 base experience for his triple, which was part of some special event, I would imagine. He was, yeah, the 2,400 damage he caused himself. He received 23 hits, of which only 8 penetrated, and blocked 3,610 damage. Now if you look at this, you can actually see that if this would have been his heavy tank mission 15 for yeah, for the first set of missions, he would actually have gotten it, so that's actually really nice. Yeah, you see he made a nice chunk of money here, and also a nice amount of experience, so let's move on to the next replay, shall we? And here we are for the second replay of today, which is, well, it's DuckNL's party today, so great surprise, it's DuckNL, but this time he's in his Comet. He's in a tier 7 match on, how do you call this? Lakeville, exactly. As you can see, the chances of him to win are actually not that amazing, 39%. I've had a lot of people in my my team, when they see kind of win rates like this, like complain that, oh, we've already lost, and etc, etc. Well, let's just see what happens in this match, shall we? Anyway. The Comet. I really like this tank, very fast machine. I'm dying to get my hands on it, but yeah, I currently only have one tier 7 tank myself, and it's a Tiger 1. Still have a long way to go before I get my hands on the Comet, but yeah, let's see how DuckNL uses it, shall we? 50 kilometers per hour just on the flat, very nice. It's making his way up to the town, which is what I like to do in this map. For some reason a lot of people like to travel down this middle road, which I basically only enjoy doing if maybe if I'm tank destroyer. As a light tank I like to do it because, well, you can get a lot of spotting done, but other than that I don't usually see the point of driving down that middle road. Usually it just gets you killed, but that being said, if you do win the middle road you generally win the match, but yeah. Same can be said about the city here. Now DuckNL pokes over this ridge line here and sees there's, well, basically nobody. So he decides to drive on, and he sees there a nice little juicy French light tank. The AMX-12D there. Always need to look at these French tanks. They look a lot alike.
Enemy is hit. Where do they go?
And that's one IS-2 that obliterated this teeny weeny little French tank. There's just something about using a gigantic gun to blow up a very small tank. Makes his way around and behind the cover of this church makes his way forward. Checks over this ridgeline here. Doesn't see anything. And this is a bit odd. Usually you do get more people in the town than there are now. But for some reason they're not moving into the town. Which works for DuckNL, but I can definitely see why he's being cautious here. I mean, if I were him, I would be expecting some tanks here as well. But so far, no tanks, so he advances. Looks both ways before crossing, always a smart idea. Oh, here he saw an enemy tank and he sees that his shot does not kick up any dust, so he assumes that the tank was hit by a shell. Takes 2 other shots to see maybe he can get a hit, but he sees little puffs of dirt being kicked up by the shots, so he knows that the tank has moved. He's being a bit cautious here. He knows that there might be stuff in front of him, so... Fortunately this enemy tank here behind the... is behind cover, but yeah, so he changes his focus to this... is this the ARL? Or AMX? Yeah, there we go. French heavy tank, which is now very much dead. And he catches a shot from the artillery, which is unfortunate, but it could have been a lot worse. I definitely don't think that this was the top tier artillery on the enemy enemy team. This is throwing me off so much. There we go. Crusader SP, that's the tank I was talking about. Here DuckNL decides to go on a flanking mission to take out those 2 little troublemakers behind there. Catches a shot on the side, unfortunately. But he still has plenty of health. He could take the hit.
Enemy armor is damaged.
There we go.
Enemy armor destroyed.
That's another tank down. Does a little matrix action there with one of the artillery shells. Now here, DuckNL does something, I don't know if I would have done it the same way. I think I would have tried to drive around this tank destroyer. That way you wouldn't have had an arc. I wouldn't have been in this gun arc and I would have managed to evade that damage there. Not that it really matters, because as you can see the enemy is getting crushed quite, what do you call it? Words, English. I've been writing too much reports, I can't think properly anymore. Words. I've forgotten them. Anyway, let's just continue on here, shall we, with the actual replay. They've won. That's pretty much a given at this point. The real question is how much damage can DuckNL still do in the meantime. He is going to go for some more damage. He knows he can get some more, so he's going for it. Little teeny weeny little tier 4 German light tank.
Enemy armor is damaged. We've lost a track. We're stuck in. Got him.
Decides to repair his track with the repair kit to get into the fight as quickly as possible again. Here, DuckNL has to make a choice, go left or go right. If he goes left and his gun is pointing the other way, then he gets lucky. If he goes right and the gun is pointing away, he gets lucky. If not, then he's going to eat a shell from the artillery. And he eats a shell from the artillery.
Immobilized.
Now, luckily his tracks eats most of the damage. I'm not really sure what the alpha damage on that the Crusader SP is, but I'm quite sure that at that point he could have one-shotted him if that would have penetrated. But as you can see, the allies are about to cap, so this was a replay, and I'll see you in the post-game stats. And here we are in the post-game stats. Now, when I look at this, I find something strange, because I did actually take a look at this replay before, when DuckNL sent me this, which is some time ago now. As you can see, the 27th of, what is that? May? Not sure. Anyway, it's been a while since he sent me this replay, and when he sent me this replay and I checked it, this was an ace tanker match. And I actually think that the last video we saw, the last replay we saw, was also an ace tanker match at the time that DuckNL played it, but apparently Comet drivers and Black Prince drivers have been doing a little bit better lately. So yeah, when this medal is, got calculated now, it appeared to think that it's a first-class mastery instead. But that being said, it was a very nice match nonetheless, with what could quite possibly be the coolest ribbon in the game, just because of the name, Hand of God. Always forget how you get it, but it just sounds awesome. Very well deserved Top Gun. 1700 damage caused and 1000 base experience, which was for his daily double, which is always nice. Healthy amount of silver earned as well. And yeah, let's go take a look at the next replay, shall we? And here we are. This time DuckNL is in his Hetzer. We've seen him so far in a tier 7 medium, a tier 7 heavy, and now he's bringing out a good old fashioned tier 4 German tank destroyer. I love this thing to bits. Unfortunately, DuckNL doesn't really understand how to use this tank, because he uses the wrong gun, in my honest opinion. In case you were wondering what this is about, maybe Korsakov will explain in the comment section. Who knows? But yeah, he's using the high penetration gun. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. I'm just making a joke here. But yeah, I prefer to use the derp gun on this thing. It's a really good derp gun, and I do love my derp guns. So yeah, but DuckNL is using the high penetration, high rate of fire gun, at least compared to the derp gun, of course. And he's going to make its way out to the west of the map. With him here is Marder 38T and Matilda. Will be a while before they arrive, of course. And yeah, the rest of the team, the team distribution is not too bad, all things considered. Normally I don't go past this route. Normally you get spotted there and bad things happen to you. At least that's my experience, but then again, this isn't exactly a tier 8 match or something, so it's, you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe DuckNL is onto something here. Poor little T-40 behind him. So lightly armored, and even if he bumps into the rear of a Hetzer, which is not exactly a super heavy tank or anything, he gets a little bit of damage. He is armed with a derp gun, which is nice. DuckNL makes his way up here, presumed to take some long-range shot at enemies. Fortunately, there's nobody to spot for him, so he's in a bit of a precarious situation because the view range of the Hetzer is not exactly amazing, as you can see. But yeah, he's just going to sit here for a bit, and he actually has high explosive loaded. Now, I did actually have a little bit of a chat with DuckNL about this, but basically when he's in a very low tier match and he has the gun to do it, he likes to load HE. Because yeah, he tries to optimize his damage that way. He's been a bit experimenting a bit with this. And now here are some interesting developments, because he sees that the enemies have broken through on the other flank, but they only killed 2 enemies. Or 2 allies, I should say. Very nice damage there. Very nice indeed. Maybe he's onto something with this high explosive loading. Should consider this for the future. Anyway. The enemies just pour into the open in front of every single gun on the allied team, and yeah, it has the expected result. Now he has a few shots here which don't penetrate, so his high explosive doesn't really cause a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, I like loading high explosive when you can actually do damage, particularly downrange. I don't think it actually gets normalization from range, so high explosive has, what, I don't know, like 30 penetration at whatever range, whilst AP loses some of the penetration over range. I think that's how it works. Not really sure, but going to assume that it is. Now, that guy doesn't have any armor at all, so he died rather quickly. Catches a shot in the tracks and manages to make his way down this hill without actually losing his tracks or causing any damage to his hit points, which is a bit lucky, but yeah, it was a controlled descent, I would say, so it's not like he just hurled himself off the side or something. So they are winning quite quite well here. Very nice damage. And let him burn. Very nice. Now all those enemies who just drove out into the open on the east flank are getting absolutely destroyed by the Marder T and basically all the tank destroyers on the Allied team. So they initially won their flank quite decisively. There we go, that was that word I've been looking for the last 2 replays, decisively. Oh, it's all coming back to me now. Anyway, all joking aside, they drove out into the open and got absolutely hammered. I believe DuckNL described it as a turkey shoot, which I feel like is a quite appropriate term for what happened here today. Meanwhile, DuckNL is suffering from one of the unfortunate things about the Hetzer. It is a bit slow for tank destroyers of this tier. A lot of tank destroyers in this tier, tier 4, can be quite nimble. I mean, as you can see, this T40. T40 is the T28? T28, okay. It's just driving. Am I saying this correctly? I feel like I'm not. No, I'm doubting myself. Let's check. Alecto. Okay, the Alecto. The Alecto drove past him and at a quite reasonable speed, whilst DuckNL is slowly moving around. Very nice. Catches a shot in return, but he still has the hit points to do so, and it's damage, so why not? Stewart is on the other side of the map. He's never going to find him, but maybe he can run into this T70. Hasn't been spotted. Oh wait, he actually has been spotted on this flank even, but for some reason he's not here anymore, or he's not been spotted since. Not really sure where he went. It's always a bit difficult to say. Some people have very strange, let's call them habits. And Stewart actually made his way to this flank, all the way to here. Going to assume that he tried to drive to the town or something like this. Not really sure, but yeah, DuckNL is going to try and destroy this T-70. Fortunately doesn't take off his tracks there. Might very well have. Oh, that's a bit of a questionable shot there. Can't see him. T-70 is not going to penetrate the front of the Hetzer, not when it's hulled down like this. So he can take his time to take his shot in. Very nice. And that's that. Let's go have a look at the post-game stats, shall we? And here we are in the post-game stats, and as we can see, this is not a class 1 mastery. First class mastery. Whatever. Always mix that up. Maybe I should just, you know, say it correctly. That would be a good idea. Got a high caliber. Was able to do over 1000 damage. Get 3 kills and 756 experience. This was his daily double again, so very, very nice indeed. Always nice to have this large game. Very nice game, and then have it on your daily double. One more match I've got here waiting for you, and it's a bit of a special one. So yeah, let's go take a look. And here we are in the final match of the day, and DuckNL is in his T-34, and he is platooned up with, well, who is this weirdo? This is Lingame. Yeah, it's me, and you're going to see what happens when I don't have a nice match. But this is not about me today, it's all about DuckNL, and he has, well, what is quite the most bizarre matchmaking I've ever seen, I think. He's the only tier 5 on our entire team, and on the enemy team there's also only one tier 5. And then the remainder of the enemy team is almost exclusively tier 4 and tier 3, which is just plain out bizarre. Now you can see I'm in my my little tier 4 scout tank. This is for those of you actually wondering. We did this on purpose, that he's in a tier 5 and I'm in a tier 4. I actually get scout matchmaking in this small little tank, so I can get up to tier 7 matches with this. And if he would be in his T-34 or in a tier 4 tank that does not get this matchmaking, it's a bit annoying. So I generally, when I platoon up, I do either the same tank, so the Panzer 38T, 38NA, there we go. Whilst I casually talk here, DuckNL just destroys this first enemy here. But yeah, so I either platoon up with another tier 4 German light tank that is not the Lux, in other words the exact same tank I'm driving now, or a tier 5 tank, so does mean I don't get tier 4 matchmaking as well. Anyway, DuckNL is finding that when you're facing tier 4 tanks, the T-34's armor is actually quite good. He's bouncing shot after shot after shot, and he's already destroyed the second enemy. Now there I die, because I'm in an absolutely stupid position there. I should never have moved up as far as I did. But I did move up and I died quite catastrophically, but this game is not over yet. That's his third kill. Ah, that's unfortunate. Just too late with the shot on that 1C. That's probably what I myself could have done better. Instead of trying to support DuckNL here, who's pretty much got plenty of firepower to handle this angle on his own. I should have gone to the side and just secured the flank instead. But oh well, not much to be done about it now. And that's kill number 4. To be completely frank, all these enemies have very low health points. Not in the sense that they only have a fraction of their health left. It's that they don't have a lot of health to start with. So even if DuckNL doesn't bounce, that made me jump a little there. I forgot that he got shot at here. So got my headset a bit loud. So this pretty much sounded like my eardrum exploding. So now he moves out to take care of this little pesky 1C. Move forward, the 1C is probably still reloading, so he can take him out without too much problems. Got shot in the side there. I'm going to presume that this was the D2 taking his tracks off. Not really sure, but he just got his top gun. 1000 damage, he's doing very well indeed. Not really much to do there. And at this point in time I'm just screaming in the over chat, yeah, get the 8 kills, get the 8 kills, murder them all. T-34 is a dangerous tank when it's a tier 5, even tier 6, but in tier 4s and tier 3s, this is just seal clubbing. You rarely get to experience this kind of matchmaking when you're the guy on top tier, you know? You see it plenty of times on your own, that you're in the only little tier 4 tank in a tier 6 match, this kind of nonsense, but yeah. And there we go, 8 kills for DuckNL here, in a very, very, very interesting match. So I'll see you in the post-game stats. So, how many Radley Walters medals have you seen in combination with a first class mastery badge? This was such a weird match. I mean, he killed 8 tanks, got a cool headed medal, top gun, of course, high caliber, and in his little T-34, which is not exactly a tier 10 tank, so doing 1200 damage in T-34, that's very nice indeed, but not enough for an ace tank, but it was enough for a Radley Walters. Very weird indeed. But he made a very, very healthy amount of cash out of this match, and naturally this was his double as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please leave a like, and I do have a little request for you, DuckNL, as well, because as you see here, I uploaded this replay, and I do this at worldoftanksreplays.com. Now what I would like you to do is to do this yourself. Just go here, log in and upload your replay and then send me the link. That way this whole business where the mastery badges don't get shown correctly just doesn't happen. Also, yeah, I don't have to... It's where I get this screen from anyway, so please, in the future, if you could do that, that would be amazing. Anyway, see you guys next time. Shouldn't take too long, I've got all the time in the world now, so yeah, more videos incoming. Bye bye.